Hello everybody and welcome to another new player guide on the channel. Today we are talking about Kōhaku Narukami, the folklorist, a new investigator in the Feast of Hemlock Vale. New to Arkham Files as a whole too. And I think his character is pretty sweet. It's pretty, I mean, it's just, he's a cute guy with a bow tie. What's not to love? His stat line is 4431. So like most mystics, he has high brain and high book. So, you know, you're going to be using those to your advantage. I do think that Kōhaku, at least with what you have available to him in the core set and his the Hemlock Vale expansion, he does play differently than like a traditional
definitely.
A traditional mystic. If you don't know, these guides are made with just a revised core set and the expansions that they're from, so those are going to be the only cards we were talking about here. His ability is pretty neat. At the start of your turn, you either add a Bless or Curse tokens to the Chaos Bag, whichever there are fewer of. In case of a tie, you choose. Or you can remove 2 Bless and 2 Curse tokens from the Chaos Bag to take an additional action this turn. His Elder Sign effect is +2, add 1 Bless and 1 Curse token to the Chaos Bag. So his Elder Sign is basically like giving you half an action in the future. His deck building is pretty wide in terms of the Hemlock Vale expansion, but as Travis and I were talking about just before recording this video, is actually pretty narrow outside of this and Innsmouth. And Innsmouth also actually has not been released yet in the new revised boxes. So they're all still individual. They will probably be coming out, if I'm going to wager, late 2024. So Kōhaku will get even better when you get Innsmouth in his kit as well.
Yep.
He also can play, so Bless 0-5, Cursed 0-5, Occult level 0, and Mystic cards level 0 to 3. So he doesn't get the real big Mystic curse cards unless they happen to be blessed and or cursed.
Leaves like at least some niche for Father Mateo. I like that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's good deck building there.
His signature, Book of Living Myths, the Chronicle of Wonders, takes up a hand slot, costs 2 resources. As a reaction, when a Chaos token revealed to your location, exhaust Book of Living Myths and search the Chaos Bag for a Bless or Curse token, whichever there are more of. In case of a tie, you choose and resolve it instead. So this is actually, I think, a very powerful signature card.
It is.
Because it, depending on like what you're doing, it can find you what you need. If you're doing a Bless only build, it can grab you Bless tokens. If you're doing Curse only build, it can grab you Curse only to grab your Curse tokens that come from it. If you're doing Paradoxical, which is Bless and Curse, you can grab which one you need in the moment, which is really powerful.
Like probably what you should be doing with him, considering his ability really pushes you into that. Just
Definitely, yeah.
By how it works.
Yep.
But
his signature weakness, Weeping Your Eye. It's a 2/2/2 aloof elusive hunter. Elusive, I'm still getting it fully in the brain, so I'm not 100%. I might be like slightly wrong. But it means that if it attacks or you attack it, it moves to a connecting location.
Okay.
So it like runs away from you after it hits you, or like.
Do I get to make an attack of opportunity?
No, you don't get to make an attack over.
That's bullshit.
So it hits for 2 brain, and after an investigator reveals a Bless or Curse token during a skill test of Weeping Your Eye's location, if it is ready, it's going to attack that investigator limit once per test, which means it'll hit that person and then F off. So I do think that this is going to be like it's easy to kill, just has 2 health.
Yeah.
But it's aloof, and it will be like it's going to trigger more often than you think.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's Kōhaku. Why don't we dive in and start talking about the cards that are in this deck?
And one thing I want to talk about before we go into the actual cards, talk about Kōhaku, is like we've ripped on this sort of a similar stat line before. That's what
Russ is just causing some. He's just playing with some stuff.
Face the singer lady, Marie
Lambeau.
Marie Lambeau, yeah. Marie Lambeau is a very similar stat line to this, where she just has the 1s and the 3, the fist and the foot flipped. But I think this functions a lot better for Kōhaku because you don't have access to those high level spells. You're going to be looking at using assets and either like just not making tests, kind of, or relying more on your book and your fist to actually do things as opposed to your brain. You're not going to have as much room in your deck for those spell assets.
And likewise, on top of that, I think that this shouldn't be a surprise if you've watched our channel a lot. I value 3 fist a lot more than I value 3 foot. It can kill rats really easily without having to spend any of your special stuff. And it also, like, with some of the cards that we see here, like Wicked Athame, which we get to it also, you can take advantage of that as well.
It definitely depends on, like, which kind of character you're playing, right?
But I think just, like, in a blanket, if I was just looking at, like, Marie and Kōhaku in a vacuum, of just their stat line.
That's fair. Especially as Mystics, where you don't have to fear the encounter deck so much.
Yeah. All right. I mean, but notably, he does have 6 health, so that 1 foot will creep up on you. More like 1 grasping hands is like a little bit of a nightmare. Yeah.
At least you're not 5 though.
Yeah. All right. Let's what's the time? Let's just dive in and start talking about the deck.
This one card.
Yeah, we have this one card here, Rod of Carnimagos. It has 5 bonded cards with it. If you don't know the bonded mechanic, these are cards that are set aside and like only can be added into play or interacted with through the original
it's
card.
Like it's a video game, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Like it can change its shape or do special things that are like loaded in. Yeah,
it's like in Magic Arena, you can draw cards from their spellbook or whatever.
Yeah. That is So Rod of Carnimagos, 2-costed asset, takes to the hand slot. Item, relic, occult, curse. So you can play this for 3 different regions. That's what Bryn always says whenever this comes up. So I'm just repping for Bryn. As a lightning bolt, you choose a non-elite enemy at any location and exhaust the Rod of Carnimagos. You reveal 5 random chaos tokens in the chaos bag. If a curse token is revealed, search your bonded cards for a random rot event and attach to that enemy. All these rot events attach to the enemy, and when that enemy leaves play, you set them aside back into your rot pile. And they make your enemy not be able to move. They take 1 damage at the end of the round. They cannot attack. They get -1 fight and -1 evade. Or when you defeat them, you get to gain resources equal to their printed health to a maximum of 5.
That one's pretty sick.
So notably, they are random. So you're kind of just like choosing an enemy and being like, hey, I would like this enemy to be slightly worse in some way. And this is actually one of the few Hemlock Vale cards I've actually played with, and this one's it's not bad when you get it. You need to be building curse tokens, but luckily that's kind of like what we're doing.
Yeah, we have to actually.
Yeah, yeah, we don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
All right, that's Rod. Let's keep this going. Wicked Athame, 2-cost asset, takes up a hand slot. As an action, add 1 to 3 curse token to the chaos bag. Fight. You get +2 fists for this attack for each curse token added as part of this action's cost. If this effect defeats an enemy, replenish 1 charge or offering on an asset you control.
Don't really have those too much except for the cat mask.
The cat mask,
which is good because we also don't really have one input to on things.
Yeah.
But this is
it will do.
We're working with what we got.
Yeah. Notably that this can be used, you can decide to just like, if I need to just kill something small, I can add 1 curse token. Or if I want to kill something small but I need curse tokens, you can just like go nuts. And you get +2 fist for each curse token added. So this can give you +6 and let you attack at 9. Notably for only 1 damage, but still.
It's really good for, this is like primarily sort of a clue game build, as you might be able to tell. But this helps a lot for like being able to flex it a little bit and help out your fighter. With those odd health enemies, you can get that last point of damage in. You put 1 curse in, and then you spend 1 of your cat mask offerings, and boom, you're up to 7 punch. It's probably enough to get that last point, and then you get to put your offering back on the cat mask.
Yep. Scrimshaw Charm, this is our economy. It's a 1-cost asset, takes up your accessory slot. It's item Charm and Cursed. As an action, you can add 1 to 3 curse tokens to Chaos Bag and exhaust Scrimshaw Charm. Gain 1 resource for each token added, gain 1 additional resource. This can make you a lot of money and add a lot of curse tokens. Notably, something that'll commonly happen with curse builds is that you're going to find that you don't have more curse tokens that you can add, and you've kind of hit the limit. Luckily, if you're also adding bless tokens, this kind of will be a problem that solves itself by giving you more actions to play with due to Kōhaku's ability.
Yeah, you can also just like choose. Like, there's no way that you're going to end... It's very unlikely you're going to end up with, like, 9 curses in the bag and 0 blesses.
Yeah, because you can just add the bless at the start.
Yeah, like, well, you have to, right?
Yeah.
It's
a reaction. It's a reaction. You technically don't have to.
You have to do the whole ability as a whole.
Then why would you not?
Yeah, why would you be playing Kōhaku? And then if you have, like, more than 2 blessings, just take the extra action.
Yeah. And, like, it's an easy way to just keep your curse tokens in check.
Yeah.
Yeah, this just makes a lot of money. It's very good at that.
Yes.
Cat Mask, 1 cost, takes up the mask slot even though it doesn't exist. Two offerings, replenish 2 of those offerings after Doom is placed on a card with no Doom. As Travis said, there's not a lot of ways we're going to be doing this. So it's going to be randomly replenished by enemies that get Doom on them when they enter play.
Yeah.
Or an Axe and Agenda cards getting Doom on them.
Wicked Athame.
Or Wicked Athame. Yeah, that's going to be how we're going to be doing it.
But I mean, honestly, playing this and then getting 2 uses out of it and then like having to throw away for a new one is not bad.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I mean, yeah, it's because it requires so little to get good out of it.
Yeah, you're going to be swimming in money because of Scrimshaw Charm, so...
Yeah. Absolution, this is our first Bless card.
Yeah.
So it's an X-cost event. Commits for 2 brains, also notably important as well. Reveal 3 random Chaos tokens to the Chaos bag along with X additional tokens. For each non-symbol token revealed, not like a curse token, that is a symbol token.
Yeah.
Add 1 Bless to the Chaos bag. For each Bless token revealed, heal 1 horror or from an investigator ally asset at your location.
Yeah, this one's probably a little bit tricky to use because, like, you don't want to use when there's lots of curses in the bag to balance them out because you're not getting anything. In which case, you want to probably commit for 2 brains. And then you want to use it when there's not many blessed tokens in the bag. Which is, like, in theory, if there aren't many blessed tokens in the bag, you probably don't have that many curse tokens either, which is probably good because that means you're taking them out with your ability. Or people are just drawing them a lot, but
that's their problem.
Yeah, and you can like heal horror too, which is cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But like even if there's no opportune window for you to play this card, it also has 2 brain.
This is like 50% here because it's guts.
Yeah. And we'll tell you why guts is good in the near future.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
All right, Travis, I'm gonna take these ones.
Well, you want to talk? You don't want to talk about Antediluvian Hymn?
No, this one's I'm checking out.
So our first one is Antediluvian Hymn, which has all kinds of symbols except for foot, all the ones you want. So that's great. It's a double, so as an additional cost to play, you have to spend action. I mean, it's going to cost you 2 actions to play. You reveal the top 5 cards in the encounter deck. For each card revealed, you can either add a curse token to the Chaos bag to place that card in the bottom of the encounter deck, and then you return the rest to the top of the encounter deck in any order. 2 actions is like a lot to ask, especially with 2 resources as well, but this is a good way to mitigate some of the luck in the deck, in that if there's something that's really crippling, you can like shift an Ancient Evils to the bottom that you just really don't want to see, especially if you're playing one of the earlier campaigns, which reshuffle the deck back a lot. Can be good for that. It's a good way to this is 2 actions, 2 money, put 5 curse tokens in a pinch.
Yeah, like that's the thing too, right?
And then the thing that really sells me on this though is you get to put them back in any order, so you like effectively eat 3 chaos or like however many players you have worth of cards on the top of the deck, right?
Yeah. And like it's one of those things where we have all these options. Like I know Kohaku's ability slowly drips them in, but you like realistically in a perfect world, like you want to be triggering that extra action as much as possible.
And you want the curse tokens during your turn, not during your teammates' turns.
And like we talked about things that trigger when you have a lot of curse that's had like you had a lot of curse tokens in. But what happens if you have like a lot of blessed tokens in the bag? Antediluvian Hymn can be a way for you to catch up on that.
Yeah. So like this does look really expensive with this bang in action, but I think that putting the cards back on the deck, like even if you're putting an enemy that you would have drawn and giving it to your monster fighter, like you're saving him an engage action, that kind of pays for the extra action itself, right? I think it's better than it looks at first glance. Justin. Justin said that he doesn't like this card.
Oh yeah, no, it is. But I'm happy to be wrong because then I can make a video about it one day. I was wrong about Antediluvian Hymn. What?
I said this card is bad and it's actually insane. It breaks the game open.
Yeah.
It's a control variable. It's fast. You play after Investigator reveals a curse token at a skill test during your location. You discover a clue at your location. It's just free clue, man.
Yeah, no, it's like the lowest value card. Like it requires so little, but it's going to do a lot. You're going to be like, yeah, I'll take a clue.
Yeah, and it's like you just hang out and like if someone else flips a curse, you're like, oh, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of softens the blow of it a little bit too. Like you failed.
I still feel crappy for like the other person.
No, I don't. That's on them for drawing my curse.
No, it feels bad for them. Because you put the curse token in, and then they're like, "I failed my test." This monster hits me, and you're like, "That's okay, I got a clue."
No, just say but what you frame it as, you got the clue. Look at that clue you discovered. I know it's in my token pool, but you discovered that clue.
This should have like the investigator before the test discovers the clue.
Yeah,
that would be good. Less thematic, but feel better. We have Guided by Faith. This is another way for us to get multiple clues, get some action economy there. You get to investigate using your brain instead of your book for this investigation, which are functionally the same, except we have a whole bunch of ways to boost our brain and not so many to boost our book. And before revealing Chaos tokens, you get to add 2 Blessed hooks to the Chaos bag. Yay! And if a Blessed or Elder Sign token is revealed during the skill test, you get to discover an additional clue at your location.
Going back to Kohaku's Book of Living Myths, you can actually just like do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's really good with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in the same like control variable is just really good.
Yeah,
with
this
that.
is just oh yeah, no, definitely.
Same with
yeah.
it gives you some consistency with the absolution. And
Yeah, yeah, no, that actually.
Shame
Yeah.
it doesn't have a way to search out with the cards available. But
Yeah, I mean, like, it probably
it's
wouldn't have been
it's
like
gonna be a backpack boy. When we play.
backpack boy. I mean, like, also like you could feasibly make it because when you have a full collection, you can do with a lot with his like. There's a lot of good Blessed Curse cards. I think that you could actually like feasibly. I mean, I don't know. But just I think like even our research librarian is into it. Get more card draw. I could see it being a thing too.
Can't play research library.
No, but I mean like with a versatile too. I don't think that could be wrong.
Okay.
Basically adding an extra copy in and just getting more card draw. Just because the
Awful,
Spirit and
yeah.
Bless card is like the pool is so curse and bless, but I could be wrong on that.
Hey, next we have a cursed. This is kind of like a mirror to that blue card we talked about last slide a little bit. It's a skill that costs 1, and when you commit it to a test, you can add up to 3 curses to the Chaos Bag, and during the skill test, treat them off however each curse token reveals a 0. It's also nice to just, like, if someone else is doing an important test, like
Yep.
fighting a monster, you can just make them not fail because of your curse tokens.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say as well. That I think that's like the true shiny point of this card is just like
Well, you don't want to spend your card to put 3. Man, so this card is 1 symbol for 3 curse tokens, and Promise of Power is 4 symbol for one curse token, Justin.
yeah,
What kind of economy is that?
yeah. I don't know, man. Promise of Power was an
It's like
oopsie.
12 times as good.
I mean, like, I do think that when we get to a card later on, if you don't know Promise of Power, because you might be a new player, is a Mystic level 0 skill. Commits for 4 wild. You have to add a curse token in. If you can, you take 2 horror, but I've only seen that happen once when an Amanda player played Promise of Power. And it's just like the easiest pass a test card that's ever existed. And I think we can now see what the designers are saying. They were like, that was an oopsie. That's a bit of a strong card. We have 2 more cards here from Hemlock Vale. We got Diabolical Luck. This is Fortune Cursed Skill. Commits for a wild. When you reveal a curse token during a skill test you're performing, you may commit Diabolical Luck to that skill test from your hand. If you do, it gains wild. This is it's actually a Promise of Power. And dare I say, even kind of like a fixed Promise of Power as well, because you have to... It's a reactionary card as opposed to like an active card.
Yeah.
It's basically just like a lucky, which is a survivor card that gives you +2 for a skill test when you would fail.
They have the course
for curse tokens.
Lucky is.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I think it's a nice card, and I think it's going to do a good work in a lot of curse decks.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Purified. This is an innate blessed skill. Max 1 committed per test. You can make committed to any skill, any type of test. If this test is successful, for each point you succeeded by to a maximum of 5. Add 1 blessed token or remove 1 curse token from the chaos bag. All right. Do you want to see what I'm cooking here? You get the Book of Living Myths out in play.
Yeah.
You commit this to a test, grab a curse token, play by Diabolical Luck, pass by 5, load in a bunch of blesses.
That's a pretty sick combo.
It's there's a lot of moving pieces, and we're still like still figuring it all out. But I do think that could be a little bit of janky fun you could have to take advantage of Purified. I think you're gonna probably always in Kōhaku. I can't think of a case where you'd want to remove the curse tokens because you do that. That's your job with just.
I mean,
on
if
your
you're
card.
like in a game with other people who are trying to do things, maybe.
They know what they signed up for when Kōhaku showed up.
Okay.
I mean, actually, yes, that would be the case. If there's like
they
10,
know what they showed up for. We're like, you all sit down and play, and one guy's like, I'm playing Kōhaku, and you're like, I guess I knew what I signed up for.
Yes. As soon as you see it, you're like, oh. But no, that would be a good case for it. Like if there were 10 curse tokens and you just like wanted to just strip that down, yeah, that would be a case for that. All right, on to our core set cards. We got Drawn to the Flame, 0 cost. Draw the top card of the encounter deck, then discover 2 clues of your location. You're pretty well set for the majority of the encounter cards you're going to be facing, and he just discovers 2 clues, so really nice for that. Emergency Cash gives you 3 resources. Can't say no to economy. Ward of Protection is a 1-cost event. It's a spell and spirit fast play when you draw a Novice Treachery card. Cancel that card's revelation effect, then take a horror. Say no to the Mythos deck. You have a lot of horror to take, so just sign it up on you. Notably, though, we actually don't have an ally in our level 0 deck, but we have we have an option in our upgraded
Well,
deck.
yeah, that's because they all suck for Kōhaku level 0.
Is there any one? I mean, there's Arcane Initiate. Is that it at level 0? Yeah. And then last but not least, we
There's
got...
no reason that David Renfield's like every deck, man.
last but not least, we got Guts. Guts is good because your book and your fist are tested actively while your brain and your foot are your defensive stats. However, as a mystic, you also are going to be using your brain to do things through the likes of what we've seen here with Guided by Faith. So this allows you to also take advantage of that as well.
Card.
And yeah, and also, I mean, like some of our upgrades as well. Like it's going to come to that.
Those, yes.
But it's just a nice thing. We didn't want to do, I assume, I'm going to speak for Travis here, but we didn't throw in manual dexterity, which is the foot equivalent, because just ride it out. Like it's gonna happen, and just hope it doesn't happen that much.
What you can do, put your foot to 3.
Still draw a -2 and take 2 damage.
Yeah, you draw your grasping hands, you put your foot to 3, you draw a curse token, and then a -1, you fail by 3 anyway. Like, what's the point then?
Yeah, just
I'd rather have perception almost pass my test sometimes.
Just let your foot be your weakness and embrace your weakness. Yeah. You get stronger if you just accept that your weaknesses are your weak points.
Honestly, you can go to the next slide because we talked about perception. This could be manual dexterity if you want. It could also be overpower. It could be unexpected courage. It doesn't matter. It's here because you're only allowed to play 1 Rod of Carnamagos in your base deck.
Yeah.
Yes, this could be literally anything you want because you should take it out for your second Rod of Carnamagos once you upgrade it.
Yep. All right, and Travis went for book because, as Travis said, this is the clues.
Well, you're getting clues.
So,
the rest of us kind of getting clues. And...
Yeah, just this fits really well with that.
Yeah.
All right, on to the XP cards. So, Travis, why don't you start us off?
So we got, man, I hope these are all allowed to be in here.
Blessed. We can go Blessed 05, right?
We got Blessed Blade level 4. So this is an item, weapon, melee, and Blessed. Don't commit it for its symbols. As an action, you get to fight. You get +2 punch fist attack, and if the attack is successful, it deals +1 damage. Good baseline for level 4 melee weapon. That's actually kind of insane for level 4 melee weapon. Return each Blessed token revealed during this attack to the Chaos bag, and before revealing Chaos tokens for this attack, you may exhaust Blessed Blade to add 2 Blessed tokens to the Chaos bag.
So even though 5 is a really nice number to fight at, but even though you're kind of flexing a bit with it, it's also just a really nice tool because it gives you Blessed tokens.
Yep.
Just
it is a repeatable way to get Blessed tokens. A couple nice things noble things about this is you don't have to engage the enemy when you're using it, which is nice with your 5 punch because if you miss the attack, then it only deals 1 damage, the base amount. It only deals extra if successful. Templating this is actually a little bit weird. It's odd to me that they put the before revealing Chaos token for this attack sentence after the return each Blessed token revealed during this attack to Chaos bag, so they happen in a different order chronologically.
I guess I would wager that it's the last sentence because some people might think that the return each only happens if you did exhaust and add Blessed tokens because you have to exhaust it for it. I can see that being the case. Because I agree, it is a little bit strange, but I think that could be the reason why that's there in that order.
I mean, it could just be its own line, too. It doesn't have to be part of the attack, right? It could just be when you fight with Blessed Blade.
Yep, I agree. Yeah.
You can exhaust it to add 2 Blessed tokens to the Chaos bag.
Yeah. And notably, this one, you also, you don't have the other one, so actually
the reaction. It can be a reaction ability. It doesn't have to be tied to this. But anyway, next one we got Broken Diadem, Crown of Dying Light. Limit 1 per deck. I'll be honest, I didn't read this. I saw that it was level 5 and it has the Bless and the Curse on it, and I was like, you're in.
All right. Let's journey through this card together.
Reaction. After a skill test at your location, it's a mask, so you can't play with your cat mask.
You can't play with your cat mask.
But you're only allowed 1 for your deck, so that's probably fine. After a skill test, your location ends in which both a Bless and Curse token revealed, place a resource on this card as an offering. That shouldn't be too hard. And then if there's 3 offerings on it, search your bond cards for Twilight Diadem and swap with this card, moving all offerings from this card to Twilight Diadem. Okay. And then it's the same restrictions. And as a reaction, when reveal either a Bless or Curse token during a skill test, you spend offering and exhaust this card. Treat the revealed token as a star token instead, returning it to the Chaos bag. Then if this card has no offerings, turn it back. Yeah, okay. This is kind of funny for Kōhaku, where you draw every time you hit a Bless and a Curse, you get to guarantee put a Bless and a Curse back later.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's, like you said, it's going to be really easy for him to trigger it, right? Yep. And then you can just, go nuts. Like every
this
time you
isn't
do
like
those, you
this
just
isn't
add more.
flashy or anything.
No, no.
But it's like very efficient for him, I think.
Yes, yeah. Like the payoff, if you've been looking at this Broken Diadem, Twilight Diadem, the payoff for this card is an investigator like Father Mateo, who at this point was now like one of the better paradoxical players. And his Elder Sign's insane, but just because Kohaku's...
Probably for him.
Yeah, like 100%. And like, but even though Kohaku's Elder Sign is not something that I would call like insane, it's still very valuable to what Kohaku wants to be doing. So I do think that the Diadem is an avenue that you can explore with him.
Yeah, it's not like a star effect that's like objectively great, but it's like I think it gets better the more consistently you can trigger it, right?
100%. Because if you trigger it, you do it 2 turns, then suddenly you just got a free action out of that, right? And you also have passed 2 tests.
Dude, he's gonna be so good with the stupid pendulum card thing, and you just dump them into all of the tokens in the bag, and you're like, whoa!
I also don't know if how this works, because there's offerings on it. If you can replenish those offerings with the Wicked Athame. I do not know if that works.
What does Wicked Athame say?
So it just says replenish an offering on a card. And there's like, but the thing is, this doesn't, I don't know.
I would say probably not, because there's no limit to them.
I would agree with that, but this is a good question that if someone is watching this does know, you can let us know. And if you don't know and you just want to take a shot, go for it anyway. That's how FFG does things sometimes too.
Yeah, Justin will probably believe the first one he reads.
Yeah.
And then that's the new rule until someone tells him otherwise.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
And then we got Call of the Beyond here. This is a ritual curse, costs 0 to play, 2 experience stick in your deck. There's additional cost to play. You add 3 curses to the bag. You choose an asset you control with uses charges or uses secrets. You replenish all of that asset's charges or secrets. Then you may resolve an action or lightning bolt ability on that asset without paying its action cost, if any. This one is like fine for him with the card pool that he has. It gets a lot better with more experienced cards and a larger card pool as well, but that's not what we're talking about. Yeah, like Flip a Cat Mask and then some of the other cards that we are going to see.
Yeah. We have Dawnstar. This is a 1 cost, 1 experience neutral event. Fast play after revealing chaos tokens during a skill test of your location. Ignore the modifiers of each curse token revealed during this test. For each curse token, ignore, deal 1 damage to an enemy or location. I think this is just a nice card to mitigate some of the downside for curse tokens. This is also something that I think that if you are bringing Kohaku, you should tell people that they can upgrade into it as well. So if you don't take it, this is something good for other people, like your goon, to take if you are playing Kohaku. It's also really nice when you can pull your own curse tokens through Book of Living Myths and, also just like essentially deal 3 damage or 2 damage with your Wicked Athame, 3 damage with your Blessed Blade.
I gotta say, I do not like the art choice for this card.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange.
It's far too like high magic-y for Arkham, I feel like.
Esoteric Method. This is a practice cursed. Promise of Power, 4 wild icons.
One.
Yeah. After the skill test ends, add 1 curse token to the chaos bag for each point the performing investigator either succeeded or failed by.
It's not your problem.
And honestly, it's probably going to end up being 2, like 1 or 2 each time, right? Because you're going to put this into a test that you want to pass. You're going to draw like a -3, and then you're going to be like, I did it.
Pass by 1.
Yeah, I did it. Ethereal Weaving is a 1 cost 3 experience event. It's just a cost to play Ethereal Weaving and spend an action. Reveal up to 3 different spell events from your hand, 1 at a time. Play each revealed event, reduce its cost by 1. Or resolving each of the events, you get +2 skill value. So this is going to be really nice with some of the events we're going to be talking about in the coming up on the next slide. But we also, there's like a lot of this as well. It's going to get better once you get more.
Is Guided by Faith a spell?
Let's find out. I was thinking the same thing too. I was like, is it? It's not.
It's not. It's lame.
No. That would be pretty sick.
Yeah. This one's only really super good with the spells we're gonna look at next slide, but
yeah. Here's our ally, Gabriel Carrillo. 4 cost, 1 experience.
Guy.
Notably, he also soaks for 1 more damage than sanity, so that helps.
The code. They're like, we cost them 4. They give +1 book. They take 2 hearts, and they do a thing.
Yeah. It's like it is. It's like the number to look for. At the start of your turn, you can add a curse token to draw a card, and that's really nice because Mystics
get to add a curse token to draw a card.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a benefit, baby. And you also you want that card draw in Mystics, especially if you're going to be building around, let's say, events with Ethereal Weaving or just even more card draw is a good thing. Yeah.
Honestly, great design on this guy.
Yeah. All right.
Next up, we got another one of them bonded cards, Miracle Wish. This one is 5 experienced. Costs X to play. It's an event. It's fast. You play after one or more blessed tokens revealed during a skill test at your location. You search your bond cards for Evanescent Ascension and put into play, and place up to X resources on it as wishes to a maximum of the number of blessed tokens revealed. Remove Miracle Wish from the game. And then Evanescent Ascension takes my arcane slot. Okay. If it ever has no wishes, you remove it from the game. So you're effectively limited to 2 of these per game.
Mm-hmm.
And as a reaction, when an investigator at your location would fail a skill test, you spend a wish and exhaust Evanescent Ascension to do their star as well as everything else. So for most investigators, this isn't going to, it's not going to bail them out of an auto fail or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it is effectively a big pile of luckies.
Yeah.
With upside.
Yeah.
It's probably like luckies overall, because the ones who give you like +2 or more probably don't have a meaningful effect, and the ones that are less than that have a meaningful effect. But this is really strong with a couple of investigators, depending on who you're playing with. You can like sit down and just follow your Yorick or your Silas around, and like they'll laugh at the game.
Yeah.
Father Mateo benefits a lot from this one. Here in Kōhaku, it is more of a support card for other people. But it is nice. Again, like he does get +2 on it, so he's literally just a pile of luckies. That also replenish some of the blessings and curses that you've been putting away. It's nice. It's cool. Yeah. It's big. It's flashy.
Yeah, I think this is one of those things too that you can kind of work to game with the Book of Living Myths. Let's just say, for example, you revealed a blessed token, then a cursed token. You're like, I think I want to fish for a blessed token because I have more of those. It's a little bit like swingy to get there. I think realistically, you want to be paying like 3 is like you're happy, I think. If you hit 3, you're like, this is great. At the same time, I think the reality is that if you get 2, you might just want to fire it off and just get like 2 luckies out of it down the road.
Yeah.
Especially depending on who you're playing with. But yeah, like Travis said, this card should be a higher priority if the investigators you're playing with are like Yorick, Silas, Min, Winifred, like the ones that have like
they're
really
like
strong.
Agnes, like don't worry about it, man. You buy the crown, the diadem thing instead.
Yeah, just go nuts with that. Yeah, go do that and make yourself happy. Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, we got Occult Reliquary. This is 3 experience. It's permanent, so you always have it. Can't leave your deck. It's just there. You have 1 additional hand, accessory, or arcane slot, which can only be used to hold a blessed or cursed asset. It's like a mutable slot. You just, all this stuff is blessed and cursed. You just have 1 extra thing for it.
Yeah.
Which there isn't too much overlap actually in like the card pool we have here. Like maybe if you've got the Rod of Karma Ghost takes up 1 hand slot, right?
Yeah.
So like that, and then like you also want to have your book and like a Blessed Blade in play.
Yep.
It's kind of where you would want this.
Yeah.
Or if you're just like bombing around with like 2 Blessed Blades. that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But no, it's nice.
So, I mean, that double Blessed Blade sounds like a fun time. But then you're still holding your book in like the center of your chest. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like a good time.
Yeah. Then we have our other contender for the ally slot, Olive McBride. She commits for 2 brains, 2 experience, and 2 money to put to play. She still has the same stats as the level 0 version, 1 heart and 3 brain. As a reaction, when you would reveal a chaos token, you can exhaust her to reveal 4 chaos tokens instead of 1. You choose 2 of those tokens resolve, ignore the rest. This is very powerful if you're going to try and lean into the paradoxical side of things rather than like more of the strictly cursed stuff. So if you want to stack up like really big miracle wishes, she's good for those tests.
Yep.
She's good for repeatedly triggering that diadem we saw earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like, realistically, if your bag is loaded with Bless and Curse, you use her ability, you'll be able to, like, draw a Bless and a Curse token, and then just see what happens.
Yeah, when you choose to resolve a Bless or Curse token, like, you still get to have to draw another one, draw another one.
Yeah. Yeah. So it really kind of, like, depends on what you're looking for. I think there's a good case for both Gabriel Carrillo and Olive McBride in this deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got the Prismatic Spectacles. 2 cost, 2 experience, takes up your accessory slot, item relic cursed. This is another thing that, like the Occult Reliquary, this could be your mutable thing that you have in there.
Yep.
As an action, add a cursed on the Chaos Bag and investigate. You get +2 skill value for this investigation, which is 6, which is a very comfortable number for Kōhaku with nothing else in play.
Yep.
If a cursed tokens are ill during this investigation, you may exhaust Prismatic Spectacles to discover 1 additional clue at your location.
Yeah, for me, this is like really the selling point for the curse archetype for him.
Yep.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
even it's so low to the ground to have like this in the ally for that's like 6 experience for 2 copies of each, and you just roll around. You have like 7 book.
Yeah, and then if you ever get your Book of Living Myths, because you're going to be adding the curse tokens in, you're going to like
Rex Murphy.
Yeah, you're basically Rex Murphy. As I always say, the reason Rex Murphy is so good is because everyone's quest is to be Rex Murphy.
The low cost of 6 experience and 6 resources of cards in play, and your ally slot, and your accessory slot, and your signature.
Yeah, and you too can be Rex Murphy. But seriously, this card is going to be bonkers for that curse build for Kōhaku.
I hope these are a planet for a parallel Rex Murphy who cares about curse tokens, and he just has this staple to him.
Oh, let's go.
If you draw a curse token during an investigation test, you get to discover a clue. You don't have to pass. You just get to discover a clue you're located.
Yeah, he's basically just the control variable.
Yeah, and then they also don't put limit once per round on him.
Let's go! I mean, I think in all fairness, they should make Rex Murphy wild. The parallel version.
Yeah, just send him to the moon, man.
Yeah. Providential, this is a 2 experience skill, commits for a brain, a fist, and a wild, which are nice symbols for Kōhaku. If this skill test is successful, add 1 blessed token to the chaos bag for each damage or horror on you, whichever is less. Damage or horror on you, whichever is less. So if you've taken a bunch of, horror damage, and you have taken no... I mean, this can do a lot, depending on where you are. And this also can kind of be like a button that you press near the end of the game when you've taken 3 and 3, and you're like, okay, I'm going to add 3 blessed tokens, pass this test, and then just take an extra action or 2 next turns.
Yep.
Yeah.
One thing that I really like, actually, they've done with the set, this is unrelated to Kōhaku mostly, but I like the sort of divide that they have created between the blessed and the curse side of things, where most of the curse cards are sort of like investigating and book focused, and then the blessed ones are more combat and fist focused.
Yeah.
So you have the blessed blade, you don't really have an allegory for the curse side of things. You have the prismatic spectacles again, like it isn't really a similar thing in the I guess they are kind of like mirrors of each other a little bit now that I think about it. So they both care about revealing a token, and then you get like an additional thing.
Yeah,
just
true.
the prismatic spectacles doesn't put the curses in for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do agree, though. Yes. I think that, and
It's a good design.
It is nice design. And I'm also kind of happy that, once again, going beyond the scope of this video, is that just like the, well, even though there's some like rogue cards that like interact with like curse tokens, it doesn't feel like rogue is like, me too, I'm also here doing curses, like it's just, it keeps it kind of like, it feels Guardian, Survivor, Mystic, Seeker, where I think it really fits.
I do wish there was like a little bit less of the parlay influence.
I agree.
On green, and there's a little bit more of the stuff that they have, like the Eye of the Djinn and the curse dice and stuff they had from Innsmouth, where green was kind of they didn't really do either of them. They just kind of like rolled with it. Mm-hmm. They were like, yeah, like other people are putting these in. Like,
and we're just gonna, I mean, like the fall. Okay, we should do a video on this because I think we have a lot to say. But let me get to read the signs in Spectral Razor. These are each 2 cost, 2 experience spells, and they each are going to either investigate or fight, and you add your brain value to the skill value for the test. So for read the signs, you add your brain to your book. For Spectral Razor, you add your brain to your fist. These are comfortable numbers at 8 and 7. With read the signs, if you're successful, you discover an additional clue your location, and you ignore any effects that or keywords that may trigger during this investigation. If a symbol was revealed, you get to return read the signs to your hand, like say, I don't know, a bless or a curse token. Wow. Spectral Razor, it deals 1 damage, 2 damage if the enemy is not elite. You also get to engage the enemy before the attack, and then once again, if a symbol is revealed, return it to your hand at the end of your turn. I think that these are going to like be very powerful cards in a spell slinging Kōhaku, because he can basically just guarantee getting a symbol. While like Prismatic Spectacles, I think does really well with Gabriel Carrillo, I think likewise Read the Signs and Spectral Razor do very well with all of McBride.
Yep,
they're very nice cards. Oh, you get these wild ones to talk about.
Yeah. There's a lot of text in them, huh? We have the level 2 Rod of Carnamagos here.
Carnamagos!
Yeah, this is very similar to the other one. Mostly the only difference is you can have 2 of them in your deck, and also if you reveal the curse token, you get to choose which rot event you put on the enemy instead of getting a random one.
And for each curse token too for this one.
Each? Oh my god, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, this is just better.
Just better.
Like
it's in every way, yeah.
Yep, good. Next up, we have the Seal of the Elders. This is a 5-cost event. It's spell packed, bless, and curse. Wow, you can play this for 2 reasons.
Yeah, just 2. No, not the mystic one. Not the mystic one. Nice try.
Either, yeah. Fast, you play after a skill test at your location ends in which at least 2 curse tokens or 2 blessed tokens were revealed. And if 2 curse tokens were revealed, you search your bond cards for a copy of Servant of Brass and put into play. And if 2 blessed tokens were revealed, then you find the Keeper of the Key and put into play. And if both of them were revealed, if you get 4 total, wow, that's like a pretty big ask actually. You get both of them, and then you remove Seal the Elders from the game. So our Keeper of the Key, this is our blessed guy. It soaks 4 horror, and as a reaction, when a blessed token is revealed during a skill test at your location, you deal a horror to the Keeper of the Key and discover a clue at your location or connected location. That's pretty sick. Mm-hmm. And then when he dies, he's just gone forever. Our Servant of Brass, the cursed one, does the same thing, but for curse tokens, and 2 damage to enemy location or connected location. Wow, why not 2 clues, Fantasy Flight?
Because they finally get it. They finally understand that 1 clue is worth 2 damage. They finally get it.
Sad day, Justin. Yeah, no, it's... I think that these are... Like, it's fine for Kōhaku with his... Especially if you have his unique thing to, like, guarantee getting the symbols when you need them. Though it is, like, still a little bit... unlikely you're always going to hit it when you need it.
Yeah.
I think this is another card that's like a little bit more cool than it is good. Mm-hmm. When it like pops off, it's going to be really strong for you, getting like 4 free clues.
Yes.
This is like it's like an agency backup kind of. Yeah. In a perfect, at its best, it's an agency backup that costs you 0 money.
Yes.
Which is insane.
Yes. Yeah.
At its worst, it does actually nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's going to be very, like, I think realistically, it's going to be very hard for you to not, like, ever trigger, like, get one of them into play. The question is, how much will they trigger after that? Mm-hmm. I think with Seal the Elders, what you got to make your focus is that you're here to do something, like, flashy and fun, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to, like, work to the highest level of efficiency, right?
I think you also need to not be greedy with this. I think that you're pretty happy if you just hit either of them, and then, especially early-ish in the game, you just play them and, like, you go with it. And then, like, don't sit there and hold this for, like, 75% of the game, being like, I'm just waiting for 2 blesses and 2 curses. No,
just get 1.
Yeah, if you get both, that's great.
Because, I mean, you can play 2 Seal of the Elders in your deck. Mm-hmm. So, and, like, so you can, like, have multiple shots at it.
Yeah. You can't ever have, like, 2 Keeper of the Key, though.
No, you cannot do that, no. Yeah. Because there's only 1 copy of them.
Also, they're unique, but yes.
Yeah. For a variety of reasons. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I agree. This basically, like, if it hits one of them, be like, all right, here is my worst case scenario. I just increased my horror or damage by 4.
Yeah, like it's a free Elder Sign bulletproof jacket.
Yeah.
Bulletproof vest.
Yeah. All right. There's 2 more. I'll talk about them here. We got the Key of Solomon. I mean, this does seem pretty good in Kōhaku. It's a 2-cost, 4 experience. It commits for, like, so much brain and so much book, and then so much of 2 other icons if you want to do the wild tokens. It's an item tome blessed curse. As a lightning bolt, if there are more blessed than curse tokens in the chaos bag, remove 1 blessed token from the chaos bag and exhaust the Key of Solomon. Heal up to 2 damage and or horror from an investigator or ally asset at your location. Okay, good. They're not allies. I had to just quickly check that one. If as a lightning bolt, if there are more cursed than blessed tokens in the chaos bag, remove 1 cursed token from the chaos bag and exhaust the Key of Solomon. Gain 2 resources. So the biggest downside of this card is that it's going to make it harder for you to likely trigger your actual action ability. But that's a pretty small downside considering what this card actually gives you, when it's all through.
Healing 2 and gain 2 resources is in a lot of cases going to be worth more than whatever the extra action you were taking is.
Yeah.
So,
because it's very easy to trigger one of them, right? Mm-hmm. Because of your ability with Kōhaku. So I think this is very powerful for him, and you'll have a great time doing it. Mm-hmm. Token of Faith, 2 cost, 3 experience, accessory slot. As a reaction after skill test ends in which 1 or more cursed or curse or auto fail tokens were revealed, exhaust Token of Faith and add that many blessed tokens to the chaos bag. If the skill test failed after resolving all effects on the failed test, the performing investigator may attempt that test again, max once per test. I think this is another great option for ensuring that you also have blessed tokens in the bag, because you're going to draw curse tokens, you're going to resolve them, you're going to get a bunch of blessed tokens in, and just by their very nature, curse tokens are easier to get into the bag than blessed tokens are. Mm-hmm. So you'll be able to catch up and use your ability more because of that.
Yeah, I think this is a really nice design, actually. While like the effect of letting them try the skill test again is kind of insane after they auto fail. I think that they did a good job differentiating from the level 0. When the level 0 is like you can just throw into a deck. You know, you get like if you're not using your accessory slot and don't have another use effect card slot, which is a bit of an ask these days, but just like getting random blast tokens in the bag was pretty nice with the level 0.
Yep.
As we discovered. And this one like gives you a bonus on top of that, but like 3 experience for like you don't want to upgrade to this unless there's curse tokens actively going to the bag, I don't think.
Agreed.
I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, well if you have like Innsmouth, the level 0 version I think would have a very nice home in this deck, right? But like for this upgraded version, because it's going to be in the collection we're talking about here, yeah, I agree with what Travis said there for sure. And that's it. We don't have anything to talk about from the core set. There was nothing included there, which makes sense because like kind of the stuff that we have there is kind of like Grotesque Statue would be one of them, and that's like
play.
We can't even, no, because it was level 4. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's just cursed. It might be.
I don't know. We can check, but not right now. It wasn't in the list because
there's like Rite of Seeking 2, which like maybe, but you're like you have other options. You have other options for getting extra clues that are like on theme and also I think more fun.
Yeah, and also because Kōhaku is the investigator in all these guides with the most cards in their upgrades because they can play with so many more cards than other people because of their card pool.
Yeah, and don't buy a Bulletproof Vest or Elder Signs Amulet. Just play the Seal of the Elder.
Hell yeah! Let's go!
Yeah.
Man, that will pop off. That'll feel so good if you get both of them out, though.
Yeah,
like,
it'd be like getting just facing to play for free.
Tristan Botley. Yeah. All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week to talk about Hank Sampson, everybody's favorite par hunting farmhand. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one, as always. A GG's.